What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends? This is Coach E on behalf of Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep. We are accepting new clients on both sides. Now, on that personal training side, we are located at Fit Circuit. That is 22141 Rockside Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Now, we do offer one-on-one personal training, group training, one-on-one boxing cardio class. That is noon every Saturday, sports-specific training, and weight loss. On that meal side, we do offer personalized meal prep, catering, charcuterie boards, fresh fruit and vegetable juicing. Now, for us to get in touch with you and for you to get in touch with us, reach out to us on www.perfecttimefitness.com and sign up for those things previously mentioned. We are waiting to hear from you and can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out in advance. Peace.
Break.
Everybody pay attention to the camera. Come on, follow my fingers. Come on in. Come on in to another episode of Coach E Game Fall Seasons, brought to you by Perfect Time Fitness with your boy Coach E, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach, also, most importantly, co-CEO El Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness. www.perfecttimefitness.com is the website. Come check us out. Sign up for, hey, it's about to get a little chilly outside. It's October. Y'all know what that means in Cleveland. Yep, Miss Sharon, her soup. You know what time it is. So go ahead. Give me some inquiries. She will fill it out and she will get with you and make it do what it do. Also, subscribe, like, and share Coach E YouTube page where you should be watching this and every other episode and every other piece of content that we put out and put together. So, like, subscribe, download wherever you get every single podcast from. Every episode of this podcast you should be downloading. We got all the business out of the way. Now, let's get into the grind of things. Left hand, my right, two assistant coaches. Left hand side, playoff Gardo Zen. I know he's happy. We got a first round bye. He ain't got no Gardos to watch. How you feel about that, Zen?
Technically, we will. By the time this drops, what is it? So what is it? The division now?
We
I
go straight
lose
to
track of the different names of the whatever. Yeah, that. So by the time this drops, the Gardos will be playing whoever. I don't know who they'll be playing. That's still to be decided. But yeah, all right. So real quick, because we got a lot to get through in this show today. So, all right. So first off, I want to say rest in peace to, let me see if I remember this, Dikembe Mutombo, Maplondo, Makamba, Jean Jacques, or Mutombo. 58 years old. Man, gone too soon, man. Look, we getting to this age now. It's getting close to them ages now. It's like, man, that seemed like yeah, exactly. That's around the corner. Like, man, nah, that's far too soon. I hate to hear that. So yeah, rest in peace to Dikembe. Got plenty of great memories. Everybody keep bringing up the one when they upset Denver Nuggets, upset it. The Seattle Supersonics to be the first team to be the 8 seed to beat a number 1 seed, and he was on the floor with the ball in pure joy.
Classic NBA
and then
right
the Atlanta days with the yeah. Even though they pissed me off because I was a huge Seattle Supersonics fan that year, him and Robert Pack just ruined my playoffs that year. And then in Atlanta, you know, that's when he really took flight with the no. So yeah, I gotta give rest in peace, man. That's just the basketball. We ain't even gonna talk about the stuff that he did off the court. the great stuff he did off the court. But that, and I got to give a rest in peace to Pete Rose, man, Ohio's own, Cincinnati's own, the hit king. Look, real quick story with that. So I was 7 years old, I believe, when Pete Rose became the hit king. And so I caught the tail end of Pete Rose's career, man. The crazy thing about it, Pete Rose's career started when my parents was in high school. That was a long career. But anyways, so
wow,
I came in at the tail end. So a lot of my Pete Rose memories is coming from highlights. Him rolling over Ray Fosse in the 1970 All-Star game. And, all the other stuff, just being the hustle player that he was. That's why he had the nickname Charlie Hustle. So one of the things that I used to try to emulate as a kid coming up was I used to see, man, Pete Rose would you running the bases and he would never have a helmet on. So, as a kid, little league, I was like, all right, get a hit, boom, start. If I got to run like more than one base, make the helmet on purpose, make it fall off the socket, and then I got to slide into the base like Pete Rose. So yeah, so I was like that. I was just like, oh man, the memories, and I got that from him and Ricky Henderson. Mm-hmm. So those are the two. So yeah, everybody want to talk about whether he in a Hall of Fame, man, and bypassing all the great stuff he did on the field. Like, who cares at this point about if he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame? It don't even matter. Half of y'all really don't even pay attention to who get into the Hall of Fame nowadays. So, but anyways, I want to say rest in peace because you was one of those players that I looked up to early on in my life and playing. So that's it, fellas. What's good, fellas?
That was a good rendition, getting everybody their flowers, man. R.I.P. to them brothers, man.
Yes,
Two
sir.
sport icons right there. I remember that 8-1 seed. Robert Pack did have an awesome series, that series too. The person that nobody expected to kill like that came out of nowhere and was killing every game. So I definitely remember that series to a T. I was a heavy NBA fan back then, baby. Not to say I'm not now, but just saying, back in the day, that was good quality basketball.
Yes, sir. My bad. Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't know you was coming back. On the right hand side is Sizzle with the BC sauce. Saucy BC. What's up, Sauce?
What's good, E-Scurry? First of all, I start this thing out, man. Let me make a disclaimer. I am a Browns fan. I love and hate the Browns. I love the torture and hate it at the same time. Now, let's talk about something before I tell these people. You had shake and bake going on, 347. We ain't gonna talk about that. We had Flacco throwing dubs over the undefeated Steelers. Love the hat too, E. But then we had Hobo, number 4, Fadoop. But we gonna get back. We gonna get to that, man. And stay tuned, folks, because I have irrefutable evidence backing it up. Let me hit send right quick, and boom, we are ready. Irrefutable evidence. It's not your boy, but your favorite grown ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons. I got one eye for our wonky donkey quarterback and irrefutable evidence. So stick around.
And I'm so glad.
Not your boy, favorite grown ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons. Did I say it? Did I say it?
Yes, man. You supposed to say what's on tap, but hey,
what's on tap for the day?
All right. So, do we hit with the intro, or do we go straight into the Browns? Which one do we do? Do we do an icebreaker, or do we go straight into these?
Well, the icebreaker was going to lead us right to falling in the ice and in the pond because he brought it up. This irrefutable evidence that he just hit send on. I was going to bring up text message behavior while athletic competitions is being played. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't understand. The two of these guys here, when we say fan, they are fans, and it go like deeper than deep, like real deep. And once again, I'm going to precurse this with it's nothing wrong with being a fan. I'm just letting you know when everybody be like, hey, Coach E, you want to come to the bar and watch the game with us? No, because I do not want to hear comments and just have to argue the whole game. Like, no, see, it's not like that. This is what it is. It's not like that. This is what it is. No, you just saying that. You don't know what you're talking about. And then it ended up happening. Then, no, wait, no, stop. Hey, look, that's not what it is. Hey, stop. Y'all being emotional. Stop. So even before the game started, Me and Sharon did our traditional Sunday after church breakfast date. We got on our Browns garb. We are in the restaurant, dude. You don't understand how many fans come up to, oh, I see y'all got y'all Browns gear on. They not gonna win today. I don't know why y'all got. We are the worst at that. It pisses me off. I don't understand. So when everybody think good energy sends good things, so does bad energy. And this city and fan base has horrible fan energy, and it always happens to go south. And I wonder why. Stop putting bad juju out in the world, Browns fans, Cleveland fans, period. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I thought he was going someplace
Well,
else.
get
I thought he was
along.
going back to Saturday.
I was.
Saturday, because I was about to say, like, because I was like, hey, Saturday, somebody was right. And he didn't want to admit to somebody being right, that somebody knew a little something, because he watched this stuff so much. Like, man, I know when something can be changed and the tide be changed. So take people behind the curtain.
Yes.
Well, two people else right.
No, hold on.
Well, go ahead,
Hold on.
man.
Because just like I set traps for me, Zen fell right into the trap. I wasn't waiting for him to bring it up. So let's talk about it. The Alabama versus Georgia game. Y'all already know Zen is a Tide roller. For what reason? It's his pops. He was raised on Tide rolling. Nothing wrong with that. Sooner or later, he'll come to the light and be a Buckeye. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the door's always open for you, brother. Anyway, y'all saw the game. If you didn't, Alabama came out of the gate in the first quarter, whooping that trick, as Taboo Timmons would say. I mean, straight whooping them. Georgia was coming back. But I'm going to go back to that first quarter, text Zen. Zen, y'all won. It's over. They are blowing these guys out. No way they're going to lose the game. Zen, oh no, you trying to reverse psychology.
No. You gotta tell the people the right way. You was starting to talk about the Ohio State game, and I said I'll see them in a couple of weeks when they play Oregon. Right now, I'm watching my Tide, and you was like, man, turn that game off. It's over. Yes. I was like, no, it's not. It's far from it. I was like, and I could tell somebody who was splitting time between Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia. I could tell. I was like, we're seeing two different games right here when we go back in our analysis. I was like, you seeing that Georgia checked out. I'm not seeing that at all. And I'm like, what I'm seeing is they're starting to figure some things out. Kirby is starting to adjust to seeing this new head coach for the first time in his conference. He threw some things at him that he thought he was prepared for and wasn't quite prepared for. And you saw him make those adjustments on the fly, and you saw them start to slow down that offense that was hitting
all cylinders,
was going out they was on all cylinders. And then you started that slowly slow down. And then you go into the halftime, come out of halftime, it was even slower. And you start seeing that, if not for two plays in that second half. If not for those two plays in that second half, Alabama would be the biggest chokers instead of the number one team in the country right now. And the whole time, I'm like, they need another touchdown to put this away. I know this. I've seen this too many times. I'm like, they need to put another 7, not another 3. They need another 7 on the. And when I said that, you made fun of me, talking about, oh man, oh well, it's such in the Michigan State game. It's like, man, but we need another touchdown to put it away. And I had to tell you, yes, you're playing Michigan State. You're not playing a team that won 2 of the last 3 national championships. And I've seen this far too often when a team of this magnitude, of this caliber, Alabama has jumped out to big leads before. And I brought up the Cam Newton game where they jumped out. And in that game right there, they had the chance to put the game away. And they came up short and they put a field goal. Cam Newton came down, got the touchdown before the half. Next thing you know, Alabama never scored again the rest of that game. And I was like, I've seen this before. I've seen this movie before, and I'm seeing it again. I was like, I'm seeing Georgia shoot themselves in the foot, but I was like, all this stuff can be correctable. I'm looking at, this is what I'm seeing from I'm like, and you on the other hand, nah, they checked out. It's over with.
Over.
All right, no. We're seeing 2 different games in this.
So the reason why I said all of that, what do we always see? The comeback. The team uses so much energy to climb that mountain, and it's so hard to close because you done use all that energy to come back. No matter what happened, I still said, y'all gonna win. We saw it like so many times in the NBA game. A team will be down by 30. Come back, take the lead. They got like a 2-3 point lead. Other team call timeout. What happens? That last little run, and they close the door. They use too much energy trying to come back. That's what I was trying to tell you. You can't be so invested like that.
No.
We see it all the time.
No.
That's how football is.
No. This is if not for them giving up two plays.
They
That's
should have
the
lost
only
But they
only
didn't.
only mistakes that they made. And
No,
the
they
two
didn't.
plays,
You're
one
right.
was a lucky catch because
Right.
the bobble catch, because otherwise they shut down. And I was surprised to see Alabama become the number one team in the country based off of that performance, because in the second half, I'm hearing people, and that's why I was like, man, they need to have Nick as the head coach, because they feeding these boys that rat poison that Nick love to talk about right now. Them accolades that's coming to them, and I'm hoping they don't get to their heads, because they could come out, they still got a gauntlet that they got to run through the rest of this season. And look, it could easily end next week. So I'm like, yo, I'm hoping Kalen, how you pronounce his last name, Kalen? He my head coach, but I still don't. Kalen DeBoer, I think it's something like that. If I'm wrong,
Not Nick
pardon me,
Saban.
I'll
That's his
get
name.
it together. But hey, I'm hoping you like Nick. Tell these boys, man, stop reading that rat poison. Stop feeling yourselves right now, because I'm sure they feeling themselves. Jalen Milroe, I'm sure, is feeling himself right now. Ryan Williams, especially. I'm 17. Oh, I should still be a senior in high school right now. And I'm out here, and I just did what I just did against this squad in the SEC. Oh, I'm feeling myself right now. I'm the biggest man on campus right now.
And the freshman
So
that
I
got the
need them
interception in the end zone.
The secondary, that's another thing. We got a young secondary. They're a good secondary, but they're young. I'm hoping they can hold up. It for this season. I say for this season, making the playoffs will be an accomplishment. That'll be good to make especially in the SEC. The SEC is stacked.
The playoffs.
If they
was
in
the 12 team, they gonna make it.
It ain't no guarantee. It ain't no guarantee. Georgia, Tennessee. Who else we got? We got Alabama, of course. Missouri is in the top 10
for now.
Who else?
It's still October. October just started.
Mississippi just lost. LSU was top 15. Like that's 6 teams right there. Like it is stacked. And so I ain't putting some of these other conferences got to get schools in too. So hey, they all can't be SEC schools. So if you get through and you're able to make it, I forgot Oklahoma too. So yeah. And Texas. How did I forget Texas? I forgot about Texas too. Yeah. Ooh, how could I forget about Texas? So that's 8 teams right there. That's 8 teams.
And this is what I'm talking about. Y'all be so worried. Where's the conviction? Where's the belief? Where's the confidence at in y'all teams?
No, it ain't all about that. It's just, see, we go at it from 2 different perspectives. I go at it from what I call to be a realistic perspective. I'm not getting out there over my skis on this stuff. Like, oh man, we done stuff this, that, and the other.
That y'all gonna be one of the top 12 teams in the country. How's that not realistic?
I just ran it down to you. Too. There's 8 teams. We're in the toughest conference of them all. Now, if it was the Big Ten, I'd be like, yeah, of course. Ain't much in there that's going to challenge us. But
is Georgia not
SEC,
good,
this is the toughest conference of them all. You can lose 2 to 3 games.
You can take.
Where's Georgia now? Sitting at? Like, is Georgia not good? Because where do
number
they
5.
sit?
They only just fell to number 5. They only fell to number 5.
Coming like talent wise, because I mean you got to give a lot of that to Georgia too. Their adjustment was great in that game. I actually watched that game too. Their adjustment was great,
and that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. If I'm Kirby Smart, I see you in the SEC championship game. I'm like, oh, I got you figured out. Like we ain't worried about it. So that's what I'm like. I see some things that I don't want folks to get high on their horses on and just be like, oh, we back, baby. It ain't stopped. Nick gone, but it ain't stopped. It ain't that. It ain't that at all. I'm like, man, there's some things that still need work on, and I'm hoping these kids can realize that because they came out with that W, feeling themselves, and they inexperienced cats with this such a big game like this, and everybody throwing flowers at them. I'm just like, hold on. I just need y'all to
some points. Yeah, I'm with E on this one.
In the first half, we did. In the first half, the second half, there's 2 halves in it in this game, and they didn't do it in the second half. It took a miracle of a catch to get that to win that game. Because I tell you, if they didn't get that catch, if he didn't get that catch, can I tell you, if he did not get that catch, if Jalen Milroe had to go down methodically and pick them boys apart to get down to that end zone, I don't know. Because everything that came in that game was a big play. It was no putting some drives together to go down the field and score. And if that had to be the case, I don't know if Jalen Milroe would have been able to do that. We'll see. He's going to have plenty enough tough opponents coming up on the schedule moving forward to be able to show that. But I still have my questions. Has he improved from last season? Dramatically. He has made a drastic improvement from last season. But is he where he needs to be in order to make this a championship team?
Because it's only the
that
fourth
remains to
game.
be seen.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You said be realistic about it. I can give you 4 teams that's going to drop out of the top 12. It's only the first. This Saturday is about to be the first Saturday in October. It's so much time left. You can get Penn State. They're not going to be number 7. You can get Missouri out of there. They're not going to be number 9. You can get Michigan out of there.
We gotta beat
They're
them.
not going to be number 10. You can get Ole Miss out of there. They're not going to be number 12. So that right there, y'all can stay in the top 12. If y'all lose
Ole
3,
Miss.
they're going to just y'all are going to get in from just being Alabama, period. That is, if y'all lose 3.
That's the only thing we got going for ourselves. That's the thing we got going for ourselves. We are Alabama, and we've got that tradition going
and that's
forward.
my point.
But, hey, Hey.
I watched this man do this his whole life. He used to go into it, be like, man, I'm going to get an F on this test.
No, I didn't. I don't remember none of that. I don't remember none of that.
Get an A plus every time.
I don't remember any of that.
It happened. Hey,
Look, don't trust your memory, man. Your memory suspect.
I don't think you ever got an F when you said.
Your memory suspect, man. I don't know about that.
Hey, man, call it this bullshit. I mean, I ain't gonna call it bullshit, but look, I would E on this one because look, they're still they almost lost to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Georgia, you said is a top 5 team, legitimately top 5 team, not like the early on top 5 team. So they almost lost to some good competition, but you got to think they pulled it out. They gave the players a chance to make that miracle catch. They lost the lead and then took it back. And that's just like that.
That's the bottom line. All these if we did, but y'all did. The point is y'all won. Ain't no buts or nothing. It's not a comma. It's a period.
And this is the thing about with E. E never even saw it even getting to that point.
Yes, I did.
He didn't.
He said the whole game.
You were sitting there talking about if they checked out.
I have 4 TVs right here. I had the Old State game on one.
You told me they were checked out. It was over.
Yeah, it was. I knew they were.
Team that's checked out don't make a comeback from 30 to 7.
Yes, they do, just off of pure talent. Yes, they do. It happens all the time. See, this is
they checked out.
This is what is so frustrating to me. Like in moments like that, I'm so calm and like, oh yeah, we got it. I know it's about to happen. We about to do this. And then there'd be others like, oh,
he's only calm because it's not his team, man.
If it was my team, I would say this thing. I swear to goodness, Like it's no
No,
reason to get like
no,
that at
no.
all.
Let that be the Browns. Let the Browns give up a 30-7. Oh, all types of
Yeah,
cuss words
you
coming
return to the
through.
Kool-Aid
Ian
man,
coming
busting
through
through
the
the
whole
wall a couple times. Yeah.
shit, man.
Like,
Don't give
what
me
the
that,
fuck?
man. Man, it'd be
All this is
so
revisionist
many
history,
cuss words
people.
in the text messages.
It's revisionist
Yeah,
Only
history.
way to prove
yeah.
it, we gotta watch the game together. We gotta watch the game together. Look, we're gonna have to record it and watch the game together.
Yes. I'm gonna be here with my legs crossed, with my smoker's robe on, chilling.
Hugh Diddy. You're gonna be Hugh Diddy. With baby oil.
Oh,
Then it's time to go.
party over.
See you later.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to bring that up.
All right. Look. I done got on. We got that out the way. So that was Saturday's text messages. Let's lead that into Sunday's text messages. Here it is that our Cleveland Browns have let us down again. When the season started, this is another one that we marked on the books as a W. Going up against the Raiders. The Raiders got Gardner Minshew at quarterback. Hey, we even got some good news throughout the week. Heard that their top pass rusher, Max Crosby, wasn't going to be able to play. Then Friday, before the game, it comes out that Devontae Adams, their top wide receiver, injured his hamstring. It's not going to be able to go on against us. Oh, okay. He doesn't have his top weapon on offense. The top menace on defense, the mess with Deshaun is not going to be there. We still struggled, fellas. We still struggled. That offense still struggled. And we lost the game. Defense did a solid job, in my opinion. I've been hearing different things that folks is feeling like the defense isn't quite on par, but I felt they did an adequate job this Sunday. It still held the team to 20 points. Because if you look at it through the course of all 4 games this season, no offense has come in and scored more than 21 points. Even the Dallas game, there was the defense scored a touchdown, and then we had a punt return touchdown. Mm-hmm. So even in that game, that was less than 21 points scored by the Dallas offense. And every game since then, it's still been 21 points and less. And we still have, in today's game, you would think that would be enough for a solid enough job by the defense, but it hasn't been. We lost this game 16-20. We had a chance to win it in the end and came up short again. Fellas, where do we go from here? Is there hope, fellas? Is there hope? Look, you talked about it. I'm talking like a fan again. Is there hope? Is it over, Coach E? Is it over?
Oh, you know how this order go. I got to hear him first.
You got to hear me first. All right, you go hear me first. Look, to answer the end question, yes, it's hope, but I'm going to get to that after my little bit of partial rant. First and foremost, though, we gotta say one other thing. Man was cleared of all his fake charges when he was said that Martin Emerson sucks. You know, he never said that, by the way, but you know, we cleared that up. He texted me, say, hey, you never said that. But yo, these Browns. So last week I felt like, oh my God, these Browns drive me crazy. I came in, I said, I was like Issei, the fan. Oh man, I ain't gonna watch this, but that's nonsense. I always gotta sit down and watch the Browns. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what's going on, I gotta sit down and watch the Browns. So I sit down and watch them. I seen some adjustments on a positive note. I seen Watson trying to get the ball out. I seen Kevin going to the flat like I told y'all he would. Problem is with Kevin, once we stay with a game plan, he never kind of get away from it. But I did see some shots. And had it not been for a couple bad receiver play, Cooper, head in and out of the game, just typical things he should catch. That holding call, which by the way, I'm gonna take the fan perspective out. It was a holding call indeed. I know people hate me for that. They probably disagree. They showed it back. The man grabbed him at the last second, negated a big play to Coop. DeJuan Jones, you know, hey, they said they got into it the night before. They said the line, they was kicking it. They're supposed to be on the low. They was kicking it, got into it, all of them. But I like seeing Watson get on them boys. You know, I did like seeing that. So want to see some more discipline. But now, the irrefutable proof, because no, this is not solely on Deshaun Watson. This is not. But my QB, I need you out here missing reads, bruh. You missing reads. I know Coach E gonna come with that official technical analysis. I'm coming from the fan Madden perspective. Gentlemen, look at your phones.
Oh,
I've sent you
I'm already
some
on it.
pictures
I'm already
for the
on it.
fans, for the people. Go ahead and go to at Mr. Taboo Timmons. You'll see the irrefutable proof. So what we have here, I took a page out of Coach E's book. I watched some damn game film. I watched sideline view. You would have been proud. I watched sideline view the whole game. I watched end zone view.
All 22.
Had nothing
baby.
else to do. It was actually right. All 22. It was great. So what I saw this last play of the game, Mr. Watson, man, look, like I said in the Instagram post, if you line up that defense with me, man to man, and we playing Madden, and that's my play, I'm drawing that up, I'm going to score you every single time. If you line up like that, and I see that linebacker, and I see that safety, I'm going to score on you every single time. I might even call an audible route for Judy, but they called it perfect. So I'm going to need y'all people to be less critical of Mr. Stefanski, because this is a perfect play call in my opinion. It drugged the safety. Problem is, Watson is looking down the receiver, and he still, in my opinion, I know Ego come with some technical analysis, he still could have made that tight window throw, only where his big 6'4", 249-pound tight end, Atkins, can go get it at the corner end zone. I wouldn't have made that throw, but if you're going to do it, throw it before he turn. I, though, am going to go for Judy. Because if you look at the second picture, you see Judy wide. He just got to put that ball right where that big heart is at. Judy, touchdown. We win the game. Me, I'm winning the game. But one last thing I promise, and I shut up. I went back already, was watching QB Confidential with one Kurt Warner. He was already breaking down the Dallas Cowboy game with Watson. And it go back to what Mr. Perez said. The confidence. Watson's muscle memory, in my opinion, was about to make this pass and he second guessed it. You got to throw it up there and let your man make a play if that's where you going to go. But me personally, I would have just cut back, looked off that safety. As soon as he playing off to that side, I'm throwing it back to the middle of the field. Mind you, I know E with the big eyes. It's only a few seconds to do it. Rest my case, E. Curry, Esquire. Rest my case.
Well, I'm going to pick up that case because there's this last picture that you got with the arrows, right? And you saying he should have hit Judy? Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to hit Judy. Either one of them. But Judy is the favorite in my opinion.
So if Judy is the favorite, now go back to the first picture where you said he should throw it right at the heart. He should throw it at that heart.
Right.
Do you see that safety is still in that picture right there? And do you see where that heart is?
You see his body?
Yeah, I see the body.
Right.
But do you think he don't have enough time to retrace three? That's about 3 steps to his right. You don't think that he don't have enough time to do that?
Absolutely not.
Not at all?
Absolutely not, because his body positioning is that way. He's going to have to turn his body.
That's called a speed
go
turn.
against the momentum and run over.
That's called a speed turn. Or just a quick plant and go back that way. And mind you, the ball is still not even in the air. And then, mind you, Judy's route is breaking that way. So that's actually going to lessen the route that he has to go to, because if Deshaun throws it to the heart, that's going to be behind Judy, because Judy is going full speed towards the safety right there. Now let's go back to that other picture with the arrows. Number 0. Do you see the safety number 0?
Right, number 0.
And you said that's a tight end, Akins, right? Which means he's not a fast guy. So that's at his top speed right there. All. So 0 is already 2 yards away from that tight end, and he has his full sprint momentum going back to that tight end. All it takes for him to turn, look for that ball, pick it off. Not saying that's what would have happened, but he can definitely make the play.
Yeah.
And once again, that safety, and with that arrow, he would have to throw to Judy damn near right where the end of that arrow is, possibly even closer to the V in Vegas. And the safety is right there. So that safety is going to stop in that coverage because he sees number 0 coming back to cut that tight end off. he is going back to that Jerry Jeudy. So yeah, that snapshot, it's a snapshot. It's still, yeah, everything looks open when you take a still snapshot.
Oh no. Go and look at the go to Instagram. I'll post a story for you because I knew you was gonna say that. If you look, this guy is reading Watson's eyes. He's staring him down the whole time. And by the way, that RPO that was busted 4-for-1 against the Giants, damn near the same thing happened when he was staring down
Tight end was
Jeudy
open in
and
the
missed
flat.
him and missed right. But he was a decoy. I can actually buy that. And that's a little bit of time he got to adjust
That
on the
was to
fly.
open up
But on this
Jeudy
play,
in the
when you
middle.
look,
Yeah.
exactly. But the safety bit down on Jeudy. So pause. Oh, that sounded bad. Pause. But anyway, right here, he looking down the safety. I mean, he looking down. The safety is reading his eyes, is he not? Is
Yeah.
the safety looking at Watson where he's looking to throw?
Is it?
So he's starting to favor over to that side, saying, I wish you would throw that, which would leave Jeudy open. But he would have to quickly turn, toss that TD, which I got confidence in his arm strength and he can make that
Yeah,
throw
I do too as well.
to Jeudy.
Look at Deshaun's hips. Deshaun's hips is pointing towards Atkins. So he would have to do a total
Exactly.
flip of the hip and then wind up and throw it. And the safety would have to change direction and get a beat on that ball. So just like you saying that all it takes is a little quicker. Patrick Mahomes, absolutely. He can throw the ball with that same velocity with his hips pointed that way. You know, Patrick does that sidearm shit the best I've ever seen it in the
Yeah, that
world.
little sidearm.
Deshaun can't do that. He can't do that. He would have to turn and point his hips towards the target, or it's just going to be a horrible ball, and it's a definite pick or a bat down. But I do understand what you're saying. Put the ball in the air to try and give whoever you throw into a chance to possibly send the game into overtime or win the game. I totally understand that. But the snapshot stuff, that's I don't like the snapshot stuff.
No, we got live video for you too.
But even
Because
still, the live
you'll see
video.
it go down a lot.
Okay, even still, the live video, like I
Yeah.
said, he would still have to open his hips back up to Jerry Jeudy, and that's going to take time. The time that safety needs to close that
And I'm
gap.
glad you said that. Go check out Kurt Warner QB Confidential, where he breaks down the Dallas game, where it's a lot of the drop back stuff. It's a lot of the drop steps. He's going back. He said he's taking too many steps. And then even when you look at this play, the steps is kind of goofy. But then if that's his style, that's his style. I'm not gonna fault the man for that. But because if that's his style, that's just his style. But you're right, his hips is already there, so it would be harder to turn. Can I say he wouldn't make that pass? I believe Watson can make that pass. I think he is a good misdirection quarterback. I think he right here can do it. And that's my positive note, which I'm gonna end on, is that I like this though, because one thing positive I say about Watson, he watches film. So this right here, and I know he gonna see this because if little old me see, I know he gonna
It'll be
see it. And I know he
corrected.
gonna be like, oh shit, it's gonna be corrected. So that's positive. This loss, believe it or not, last thing, it was positive. This was a good ass whooping where they sat down because another rumor, they sat down Adams. They claim he was hurt. They said he ain't hurt. They said they just sat him down. He played his last game as a Raider. He can come be a Brown.
Yeah, they about to.
But
They
yeah.
definitely trading him.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I think it was good because we got a lot to build on. So I'm gonna leave it there because I want to hear some technical analysis. I think it's a positive, believe it or
Go
not.
ahead, Zane.
Okay, before y'all do, hey, for those that's listening to the podcast that might have been a little like you like, what are they talking about? Go to the YouTube channel, check out the YouTube for the snapshots that Mr. Taboo Tim has provided, so you know when they're going back and forth over it, what exactly they were talking about. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, so
Thank
now
you, sir.
I'm going to refute the first thing you said about that play. My opinion, the worst formation to run out of because everything was tight. It was a tight bunch kind of formation. What were we doing all game? Everything was wide open, like the receivers were spread. Yeah, we had a couple bunch sets here and there. We had a couple receivers close to the tackles and the tight ends on the line of scrimmage, but it's 4th and 4. You have to get this first down to either keep the clock going and get the score going to win the game. Spread them out. Get him an empty. He was picking and choosing his run lanes perfectly this whole game. And he didn't even run as much as he could have because he still had his eyes down the field and he was still hitting people down the field when he was scrambling with those run lanes that created with that formation being so wide out. So you're on the goal line. That's making it so much easier for defense. You compacting that formation like that, they don't have to guard the whole field. If I have an athlete like that, Deshaun Watson, and he's playing the way that he was playing all game, I'm spreading them jokers out. They're going to have to guard every single yard of that freaking field on this extremely important play that we possibly are going to run to win the game. So you spread them out. Even if you go max protect with Akins still a little bit off of the tackle, that'll still give him another run lane to choose from. And then scramble drill after that. Now that safety has to make a decision, and the area that he has to make that decision with is so much bigger than that little tiny window that we was just talking about that he has. He's an NFL safety, so he can make that play. So why not make it so much harder for him to make that play? And then, hell, you could even call the quarterback draw then when you go 5 wide because you have the lanes to do it. Like I said, he was doing a great job running the ball on uncalled running plays for the quarterback just off of pass plays. He was getting out of trouble and making plays. So why not use that when the game is on the line? That's why I didn't agree with that formation that they came out in. And you already know how I feel about Kevin and his play calling anyway. So let's go to that Kevin and the play calling, will we? Do y'all realize that 200 plays, over 200 plays, that is not counting the opening script of the 4 games that we played already. Over 200 plays, the Browns offense has only scored 30 points. Over 200 plays, minus the scripted first drive, the Browns have only scored 30 points. That is horrid. That is why we are 1-3. We cannot score. These scripted drives, awesome, great. And these players, Zen, you asked a question last week, or it was the week before. When is it going to start going? When the offense and defense was going to go at each other, or when like the tide was going to turn? Was that last week or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that was with Ricky.
Oh yeah, okay. So that was week 1 then. So this, and I told you that I don't see it changing offense versus defense. I see it changing players versus coaches because they see what they do every day in practice. Did y'all hear what Jerry Jeudy said?
No.
What did he say?
Jerry Jeudy was in the post-game interview. He said his goal is to run every day after practice this week so he can get into better shape because he was dead tired in a lot of those plays. Who really? You out of shape in week 4? So what are you doing in practice that you're out of shape in week 4? That's not good. You had all the training camp, and the people kept saying this was the lightest training camp that they've ever seen in their life. DeJuan Jones, he's close to 400 pounds. Because why? They have not been doing any conditioning. They have not been hitting. Well, this was in training camp. They were not having a heavy hitting training camp. They did not have anything hard working in training camp. That goes back to what? Losing Bill Callahan. Last year they said Bill Callahan stayed on his ass and every other offensive lineman's ass after practice. They had to run extra just so they can be in shape. Bill Callahan's gone. Nobody is taking the initiative to do that, let alone the extraordinary coaching that Bill Callahan did while he was here, putting all these pieces and parts together and making it look like an offensive line that always played together. That's coaching, people. And not to mention, it's so much little stuff that come out that the players are saying that it's just hidden messages. Like, Amari Cooper said, well, I just got to practice harder. I feel like I haven't been practicing as hard as I could. Who is letting him get away with this? So in practice, as a coach, you don't see this man not practicing hard. So what are you going to say? This team has taken on Kevin Stefanski's personality, and they are taking advantage of Kevin Stefanski's personality because he don't chew nobody out. He's not a screamer. He's not a yeller. He doesn't like confrontation. I don't see one coach on that coaching staff that does like confrontation except Deuce Staley. That's the only one that I can see that likes confrontation. That I would,
Jim Schwartz.
to a certain extent. I mean, if he did, I think everybody would kind of. I wouldn't want to be like saying they scared of him, but at least be like, all right, let me do this so I ain't got to hear Schwartz mouth. I don't think nobody is saying that. Let that be a. Let me see. Bill Parcells. Do you think he would let his players not practice hard, or even say in the media, I got to run harder after practice because I'm out of shape? He would lose his mind on them dudes. And they wouldn't say that because they knew his repercussions from saying that. But that's what I'm saying. It's little by little stuff that's coming out that you can tell. I don't want to say he's losing the locker room, but they're just not sold on a lot of things that they're doing. And these are guys, we once had the youngest roster in the NFL. Now we got a lot of older veteran guys. So these guys have been around the league a very long time, and they see the difference in Stefanski's way of doing stuff and other coaches that they played for way of doing stuff. They did not do these things when they was with other coaches. I'm just saying, this is a huge thing, and that bleeds over to the game, and that gives you the results that we've been living with. I picked these cats to be 3-1 at this point in time. Apparently, I had dyslexia because they're 1-3. There's nothing that you can tell me that'll make me think at this point in time in the season, with the schedule that we had and the way that I thought that we was going to play, you couldn't have told me that we was going to be 1-3 at this point.
Man, look, I hear you, E, but at some point, those same players dropping balls, those same players that's not in shape, they got to at some point take accountability. And look, that was my thing this week coming in, because at first, man, you know me, I was gonna shred up Watson, but I had to give him some respect because what that man say, he was like, "Look, it's on me." He ain't blame nobody else. You know what I'm saying? He got in DeJuan Jones' ass, no doubt. But he said, it's on me. I got to play better, and I will. And I was like, even me, the most critical Browns fan, still was like, oh, shit. Okay, all right, come on, let's do it. Yeah, but that's all it takes. Them players steady blaming like Coop. You got one job. You got to catch the ball, Coop. You drop the ball.
But guess what, B? He dropping the ball. Why? Because he's not practicing.
Why is he dropping the ball?
Because he's not practicing hard. Yeah, I understand all that accountability and stuff.
Teach you how to catch the ball?
Yes.
That mean do it teach you how to catch the ball? The practice?
Yeah, because it's reps of catching the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown, every day after practice, this man catches over 200 passes out of the jug machine. Yes, that teaches you how to catch the ball because it's extraordinary reps. If you do something 200 times every day, you're not going to drop no balls. When's the last time you seen or heard Amon-Ra St. Brown drop a ball?
No, you're right. And I give you that. But this man did this his whole career. Like, this is your livelihood. All you got to do is catch the ball. Not saying nobody can make a mistake, but, dude, you making some costly mistakes.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
awesome.
Not the like a wise man once told me. Sometimes it ain't the X's and O's. It's the Joes.
Damn right.
You said that,
it's
brother.
the Joes. Because the Joes, in this case, he is still pouting from the whole trade rumor thing. He is still pouting from the contract situation.
Yes.
And that is bleeding over into his performance on the field. And look at his body language. He's a real laid back dude. But now his laid backness is turning to kind of like I don't care, kind of like a whatever. I know I messed up, whatever. Yeah, for real. Y'all want to be out of here, so why y'all tripping on me now? Why don't you get me out of here? That's the accountability that the NFL position guys don't have. They're not going to take that accountability. He's a wide receiver. They're used to it being all about them. So he's going to be continuously stuck in that all about me. Oh, yeah, Deshaun has to say that because he's the quarterback. He's supposed to be the franchise quarterback. So you want to see him take accountability. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I very well may be wrong. What receiver have you ever heard saying, I got to do better, I got to catch more balls?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. You got me there, but
but you can hear
but Deshaun though.
every quarterback that you can think of that really meant something to a
That's
franchise
true.
say that it's on me. I got to do better. I'm supposed to be the leader of this team. Blah blah blah. The token quarterback speech. No receiver is going to say that. That's just how it is in the NFL. They get paid a lot of money. They chill, and if you have a bad habit, it will be exposed. And right now, Amari
Yeah,
Cooper's poor practice behavior is just being exposed.
right. He being exposed, Judy coming in fat, but all that is not still coaching. I mean, I feel you with the practice because you're right on practice. When people showing me them clips, oh man, dude, look, them dudes wasn't practicing hard.
No,
That's why I'm like, man, that practice was sucky. Like it looked like they was just playing street football, just dropping back, not even going full fledged, not even going full effort. Look, just like a non-contact thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wasn't worried about that. But yo, these dudes, I'm hoping and I'm thinking if they got some pride that they can come back and say, look, okay. Because the defense, I like your hat you had on. Look, I can't even shred the defense. They had the defense having some first half
oh,
woes,
I can shred
but
the
they coming
defense
back
now.
and putting yeah, okay. Well, you got the technical stuff, but they are putting the offense in the position to win.
Yeah,
They putting them. If DeWan Jones, if he makes that block, Coop is wide open. Good ball from Watson. That's a good play call. Hey, if that holding penalty, it could have went either way. That's a good play call. So I'm thinking the play calls is there, but the execution, just like when Watson, in my opinion, called that audible a couple weeks ago. Like you said, old boy ran way outside. Now that could be a practice issue or working in practice. This is execution. This ain't necessarily the play calling. Now, yeah, sometimes it is like dumb play calling. I ain't giving Stefanski no check down, but look, sometimes it's just the execution.
so it's a little bit of both that will throw that execution off, though. The lack of reps with that group, that outside running play, these are all new
Yeah,
linemen right now. Nick Harris is playing center now.
yeah,
So as a back, you've been getting these reps and these snaps with linemen that you're used to seeing how they're going to block this play, where I should cut it off of his ass, where I should cut it off of his ass, where I should bounce it because I know he can't make that block for real. I've seen him not do it so many times. So let me just go ahead and bounce it. Right now, like you can't tell because there's no continuity with anybody, like at all. No continuity whatsoever on
yeah.
the whole
That's
offense.
true.
So that's the part where I say coaching comes in. You know that. So don't continue to go as everything is like what it was when you were making these plays for these situations. You have to change it because this is not the same situation that you should be calling this play in. And this is not the same personnel that you practiced all of these plays with, that it was looking good to you in practice. It's not the same group, dude. So you have to tinker things. I'm not saying change the whole play whatsoever, but at least tinker the blocking scheme because Zinter is a rookie. Nick Harris is playing center. Wyatt Teller's not in there. DeJuan Jones is fat and out of shape and can't move like he's supposed to be able to, like he was last year. Your left tackle, Hudson, he's just Johnny come lately. So you just have to find some kind of play, some kind of scheme in that play to make it easier for them because you know they lack in a lot of areas. These guys are not starters in the NFL. They're just not. If they were, they wouldn't be the second and third string right now. They would have been starting. So as a coach, you have to
Mm.
see that, and that's the part that I'm saying you have to change as a coach. You're supposed to know that. Now to this defense, where I said I can't come down on the defense, the Raiders came in this game as the worst rushing team in the league. Although it's only week 4, but they are the
Right,
worst rushing team in the league. Dude, they had 152 yards rushing. 152 yards rushing
right.
to our 92. To flip it, they were the worst run defense in the league. We thought it was the Giants, but it wasn't. It was the Raiders. So that's 2 teams that we played in consecutive weeks that we did not run the ball like we were supposed to. But that goes into what I just said. Stefanski switching up the play and the blocking scheme because these offensive linemen are not his starters and not his guys or whatever. But you just got to figure out a way to make it work to win. Like, that's the bottom line. You just have to win. Tweak something to win. And one last thing, I know I'm on a freaking rant here. So B, let's say I make something up,
Rant,
right?
rant.
I make something up.
Yeah,
I create something. I got it to a T. You've never done it before, right? You've never seen my product. And I say, all right, B, I'm about to be at the house. You go sell this product to somebody that we need to buy it. Are you going to know how to explain it? Are you going to know how to use it? Are you going to know what to do with it?
No.
So
Nope.
that is
No, that's your product.
right. So that is my example of what the hell are we doing not letting Ken Dorsey call these plays? Because if these are his plays, how does Kevin Stefanski know when and how to use these plays in certain situations when it's not his offense? If this is the Ken Dorsey offense that everybody is talking about, let him call it. Stefanski doesn't know this offense. It is not his. He's just trying. He's pulling shit out of his ass, and it's not working. Let Dorsey call it. If he fails, he fails. You know you got to get rid of him. But right now, you don't know nothing because he's not doing anything. Let him call the plays, see where it goes. We're 1-3. What else can go wrong?
Okay, so you bring up an interesting point right there. So we running out of time, so I got one more. We got one more we need to get to. But all right, so we understand you've been on this soapbox for quite a while. Let Ken Dorsey call these plays. You say now is the time. Now, realistically, Andrew Berry, when does he step in? Because that's when it happens. That's when the change happens, when they get the pressure from upstairs to let them know change got to be made. Here we are, Kevin Stefanski last season. They were top 10 in points and yards. It's when it came to offense. So how much leeway you give him after coming off of that type of season where he was the play caller? How much leeway are we gonna give him? He had a top 10 offense last season. He was calling a top 10 offense.
Yeah.
So all it is just 4 games. You gonna give me the hook after just 4 games?
Yes, because the circumstances are totally different. Yeah, he was calling the top 10 offense with his offense and his plays that he knows. So now the proof is in the numbers. You are down in the 20s, 27, 28 right now because you're calling somebody else's stuff that you don't even know. And you didn't even have a lot of time to try to figure it out anyway. So as far as the leeway, I'm not really giving him no leeway because this is not his plays. So that's when I'll say, hey, let him try and let him do it. If not, then you take over with your stuff and we'll deal with him later. But do it that way.
What is the Ken Dorsey offense, though? What is the philosophy of Ken Dorsey? I hear it's downfield ball. What is
not really downfield? It has downfield options. Spread it out quick, up tempo. This is supposed to be an up tempo offense. They're supposed to get a lot of snaps in. Just think about Josh Allen in Buffalo the last couple of years. That's the offense right there with Stephon Diggs, with Gabe Davis and stuff like that. That's the way the offense is supposed to look.
But realistically, what is Andrew Berry? Give me a real timeline of when you see Andrew Berry coming in and having to step in.
Never.
You would like for him to step in now. It's not going to happen now. But if things continue, how much more leash is he going to give him?
I don't think Andrew is the one that's going to do it. I think it's going to be the owner. I think Haslam is going to say something because you got to remember, Andrew and Kevin are boys, and they are 2 non-confrontational guys. Yeah, you got a job to do. You're a GM, and that's your job to do that. But I think Haslam will make Berry do that before Berry wants to do it himself because Haslam is getting pissed. I can guarantee you he don't want to see this shit.
All right. Now, coming in this week, we got not coming in. This week, we go to Washington, D.C. to play the Commanders.
Chocolate City.
And we go and play. Yeah, well, no longer Chocolate City. Them
Oh,
days
sorry.
Used to be Chocolate City. Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? When they move the black people out,
gentrification.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's
man was
no
go-go
longer this
dancing. About go-go dance.
But we go to DC to play the Commanders, who, unlike the Browns, the dyslexia comes into play. They're 3-1, and their rookie quarterback, I've heard people say he's playing at an MVP level. Some people says after 4 games, they would say he's their MVP. surprised me to hear that, but I guess it kind of makes sense. And I was telling y'all in the text, I was impressed with him when I was watching them against the Arizona Cardinals this past Sunday. So here it is. We got to go up against this guy right here. Can we get this win? Who it seems like Washington is getting it together, whereas Cleveland not so much. Is this a winnable game for us? If so, how?
Can I please say it?
Go ahead, B.
Can I please say it? I ain't worried about no damn Washington Commanders.
Oh, that means they're 1-4, folks.
I ain't been able to say it all year. I ain't worried about no damn market downs in. And I stand on business. I ain't worried like Bookie.
Bookie. Put the house on it, baby.
Don't forget I'm Morpheus now.
Baby. Put everything on Washington. Everything
I'm Morpheus. This is the return of Morpheus. Don't forget.
I don't know about that. Every time you said that, we lost. So that means I put the house on it.
I'm Morpheus. Don't forget.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. But I did a little bit of digging, Zen. It kind of spells not good for us all year. Do you know how many incompletions Jaden Daniels has all year? First 4 games? 19.
It's not that many. Yeah, that was about to say it's not 19. That many because that's what I was saying. I was impressed. You was reading back his numbers. I was like, nah, what I'm seeing is they coming at pressure and my man able to maneuver and around in it, get the ball out. Boom, boom, boom. It might not be big plays, but he getting out and he ain't taking sacks. Where I was looking at Kyler Murray, he taking sacks. And I'm like, I was like, hey, but Jaden, boop, boop, boop. So, yeah.
And to aid you with what you just said, Zen, 68% of the time, the Commanders score touchdowns. Not field goals, touchdowns. That's pretty damn high. And who is their offensive coordinator then?
I knew you was going to say that. Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes. I've been ranting and raving about this dude, and a quarterback like this, you going to give him that in the NFL with a Terry McLaurin and other weapons like that? Dude, this is a freaking candy shop to go, Cliff. Dude, the RPO is what we as a defense struggle with. We are going to see some of the most unorthodox RPOs that we've ever seen before. He's bringing back out that college playbook, guarantee. It is going to be so many tricks with the eyes. They're going to have to read their keys. If the guard is pulling, the guard is pulling. If the tackle is blocking down, the tackle is blocking down. Don't look at that damn ball handling because it's about to be a lot of ball handling to get you distracted and get you off of your key, to get you to freeze just for that half a second. And that half a second, somebody going to be running wide open or going to be catching the pass wide open. We have to be fundamentally sound as a defense in this game. And pressure, we got to get pressure, but stay in the rush lanes. We can't get pressure all unorthodox and having everybody come from the same side because this dude is so athletic, he can get out of any problem with no problem. So we just got to be fundamental this week. But that's what we should be working on as a defense all freaking week long. Fundamental, rush lanes, and tackling. We suck at tackling.
Upset. Yeah, we do suck at tackling. God damn, we suck at tackling. Right. Upset, man. Upset, Zen. Upset. All right. So I stand alone on my pick.
Cat, we got to get to it, man. Look, we're running out of time. We only got a couple minutes to get it in. So, Cat, Karl Anthony Towns is now a New York Knick. Here we go. All right, and the Knicks are sending back Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. What does this mean for our Cavaliers? As it looks like that as a team that in the offseason, we pretty much stood pat, and we only big difference we got is the head coach. Is the head coach in your eyes? I know we haven't seen him, but we got a little bit of a track record with this head coach that we could look back in his past. Is this head coach good enough to overcome the roster moves that a Philadelphia has made, the roster moves that the New York Knicks has made, the roster that the Milwaukee Bucks is bringing back, the roster that the Boston Celtics is bringing back? Is that enough to to make up for that gap that we're seeing, at least I'm seeing, as far as it comes with the talent and these roster moves that these other teams have made.
I'm seeing the gap as well, Zen. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna say no, he can't do it because I don't know what he's about to do. But when we had this conversation before, I told you he coming from situations where you saw how he can create space in the offense and spread stuff out with him being in Golden State the time that he was, and with the things that he did in Brooklyn with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. Yeah, they didn't win the championship or nothing like that, but you could still see space in their offense. And that's what I always preach that we need, because we got to get Evan Mobley going. If we can unlock Evan Mobley, our team will be totally different. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he might be able to. I ain't going to give no dominant yes or dominant no. I know you want me to get off the fence, but I'm going to say probably.
Run it back.
Coach E, you are the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe said this is the roster that we got this year for you. What are you doing to unlock this so this team reaches its maximum potential?
The thing now in the NBA is spread and pick and roll. So I'm doing Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley in a lot of pick and rolls. And I'm even putting the ball in Evan Mobley's hands and getting him involved with some pick and rolls. I don't know about if it's going to be Jared Allen because he's not too much of a threat scoring-wise, but I have to find somebody or somewhere the mismatch on the court and bring them over so they can force a switch to get a 7-foot Evan Mobley on like a 3 or a 2 guard. And if you got to run a pick and roll with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley with the ball in his hands, so be it. That's how you get the mismatches. Then off of those mismatches, the defense has to counter and move and rotate at the right time. And therefore, you could open up a shot for Darius Garland standing there at the three-point line, or Max Strus at the three-point line, or Mark Price at the three-point line. It's just so many things that you can do that he should do that should work. That's what I would do.
Mark Price.
All right. Look, B, did you want something to say? Because I'm hearing a countdown in my head.
All right, man. Real quick, man. First of all, the Knicks lost that Julian Randle Cat Williams trade because you giving up. I know what you're saying. You opening up the floor, but you losing scrap. Towns is not scrappy. He's soft baked cookies. With lots of soft baked cookies. He can't shoot the three when he show up. Sometimes he don't show up. Julius Randle, scrappy. DiVincenzo, scrappy. More points you giving up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to space the floor, but you're giving up more points. You did get Bridges, so maybe you trying to not score as many points because you relying on Bridges. If that's the case, then that's the case. Hey, I think door wide open for them Cavaliers running back. Kenny Atkinson, spread the floor like Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Spread the floor like E said.
All right.
Run it back.
On that note, fellas, I hear that sound. You know what that means. Good pod. Hey, Coach E.
Yes, bye-week Guardians in.
Yes. You keep saying it's a bye week. I'm telling you, this weekend we're going to be playing. Folks, when they hear this, we will be playing, man. I got to give them their good juju, man. So, all right. You got a post-game word for the people?
Sure. Of course I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around, take a knee, all eyes on me. Today's word is, don't you understand? I mean, don't you understand that I got something to do? Don't you understand that I got to grow as a person? So why do you keep trying to bring me down? Why do you keep trying to change my mind? Why do you keep throwing the energy off in my whole mission? Don't you understand if we do this the right way, if I do this the right way, your life will change, my life will change, our situation would change. So what is it that you don't understand? You got to give me the ability and the freedom to make the right choices, and for you to support me making these right choices and decisions to make me a better person, to make our situation better. So what is it that you're not understanding? If you don't understand soon enough, have no problem with splitting ways. I know we grew up together. I know we are best friends. I know we've been through so much together. But my future and my goals and my dreams are way more important than you bringing me down. So what is it that you don't understand? Win on me, win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win! It sounds so sweet. Yes, it does sound sweet. It also looks sweet on Coach E's YouTube page, where you need to be watching this in every episode that we put out. And also staying in touch with the show at Gmail, gameforallseasons@gmail.com, and download wherever you get these episodes from. Download it, share it, subscribe, all that. Like it, love it. Send it to a friend. With that being said, see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.